Hey. Once His Holiness Bhakti Vikash Swami here was asked, actually, do we have to play every time Jai Radha Madhava? And then they sang Yashomadinandana Vrajabaruna Gara Gokula Ranjana Kana. So today, because it's also suiting for the topic that we are talking about, I ask you to kindly open your app, Vaishnava songs, Yashomati Nandana. And then the right song should come, although the actual name is a lot longer. No, its actual name is Hari Krishna Kirtan, is it? Śrīnama Kirtan, yes. Śrīnama Kirtan or Yashamati Nandana. Hare Krishna. Yashomati Nandana Vrajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana. Yashomati Nandana Vrajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana. Yashomati Nandana Vrajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana. Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Kaliya Damana Vidhana Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bora Vangsi Badana Suvasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bora Vangsi Badana Suvasa Vrajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Vrajajana Palana Kurasula Nashana Nanda Godhana Rakovala Nanda Godhana Rakhovala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Pasanahara Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Pasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakti Vinodashaya Bhakti Vinodashaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Yashamati Nandana Vrajabharo Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are going to hear from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 4th canto, chapter 7, verse number 42. Deva uchuhu Pura kalpapa yesva kritam udari kritya no. Pura kalpapa yesva kritam udari kritya vikritam Tvam evadyastasmin salila uragendrati shayane Puman sheshe sidhairiti vimrishitathyatma patavihi Sa evadyakshnorya Padicharasi prityan avasinaha. Anyone knows the correct meter? Pura kalpa payes vakritam Uttari kritya vikritam Pura kalpapa yesvakritam uttari kritya vikritam Tvam evadyastasmin salila uragendrati shayane Tvam evadyastasmin salila uragendrati shayane Puman sheshe sidhair hriti vimrishitathyatma padavihi Puman sheshe sidhair hriti vimrishitathyatma padavihi Sa evadyakshnorya paticharasi prityan avasinaha Sa evadyakshnorya paticharasi prityan avasinaha Deva uchuhu Pura kalpapa yesva kritam udari kritya vikritam Tvam evadyas tasmin salila uragendrati shayane Puman sheshe sidhairiti vimrishitatyatma padavihi Sa evadyakshnorya paticharasi prityan avasinaha Please. Deva uchu Pura kalpapa yesva kritam udari kritya vikritam Tvam evadyastasmin salila uragendrati shayane Teva Uchu. Another cheese. Deva Uchu. Pura kalpa paye svakritam udari kritya vikritam. Tvam evadyas tasmin salila uragentara thishayane. Puman sheshe sidhai hridi vimrishitat yatma padavihi. Saevat yakshnorya pati charasi prityan avasinaha. Devaha, the demigods, Uchuhu, said, Pura, formerly, Kalpa apaye, at the devastation of the Kalpa, Svakritam, self-produced, Udari kritya, having drawn within your abdomen, Vikritam, effect, Tvam, you, Eva, certainly, Adyaha, original, Tasmin, in that, Salile, water, Uraga Indra, on Shesha, Atishayane, on the bed, Puman, personality, Sheshe, taking rest, Sitaihi, by the liberated souls, like Sanaka, etc. Hridi, in the heart, Vimrishita, meditated on, Adhyatma Padavihi, the path of philosophical speculation. Saha, he, Eva, certainly, Adya, now, Akshnoho, of both eyes, Yaha, who, Pati, on the path, Charasi, you move, Prityan, servants, Avasi, protect, Naha, us. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The demigod said, Dear Lord, formerly when there was a devastation, you conserved all the different energies of material manifestation. At that time, all the inhabitants of the higher planets, represented by such liberated souls as Sanaka, were meditating on you by philosophical speculation. You are therefore the original person, and you rest in the water of devastation on the bed of the Shesha snake. Now today you are visible to us, who are all your servants. Please give us protection. Purport. The devastation indicated in this verse is the partial devastation of the lower planets within the universe when Lord Brahma goes to sleep. The higher planetary systems, beginning with Maharaloka, Janaloka, and Tapoloka, are not inundated at the time of this devastation. The Lord is the creator as indicated in this verse, because the energies of creation are manifested through his body, and after annihilation he conserves all the energy within his abdomen. Another significant point in this verse is that the demigod said, "We are all your servants, Pridyan. Give us your protection." The demigods depend on the protection of Vishnu. They are not independent. Bhagavad Gita therefore condemns the worship of the demigods because there is no need of it, and clearly states that only those who have lost their sense go asking favors of the demigods. Generally, if anyone has material desires to be fulfilled, he can ask Vishnu instead of going to the demigods. Those who worship demigods are not very intelligent. Besides that, the demigods say, "We are your eternal servants." So those who are servants or devotees of the Lord are not very much concerned with fruitive activities, the performance of prescribed yajanas, or mental speculation. They simply serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead sincerely, with love and faith, performing everything with that loving service, and the Lord gives such devotees direct protection. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "Simply surrender unto me, and I will give you protection from all the reactions on sinful activities." This material world is so created that one has to act sinfully, knowing or unknowingly. And unless his life is dedicated to Vishnu, he has to suffer all the reactions of sinful activities. But one who surrenders and dedicates his life for the service of the Lord has direct protection from the Lord. He has no fear of suffering from sinful activities, nor does he desire willingly or unwillingly to do anything which is sinful. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Kyananchana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Putale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadandikam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Deva Uchuhu Pura Kalpa Paye Svakritam Udarikritya Vikritam Tvam Evatyas Tasmin Salila Uragentarati Shayane Puman Sheshe Sidhair Hidi Vimrishitat-yatma Bhadavihi Sa Evatyakshnorya Pati Charasi Prityan Avasinaha. The demigod said, "Dear Lord, formerly, when there was a devastation, you conserved all the different energies of material manifestation. At that time, all the inhabitants of the higher planets, represented by such liberated souls as Sanaka, were meditating on you by philosophical speculation. You are therefore the original person, and you rest in the water of devastation, on the bed of the Shesha snake. Now today you are visible to us, who are all your servants. Please give us protection." Hare Krishna. Ask for the blessings, the assembled Vaishnavas, to speak on Bhagavatam of this impressive verse. And there is the one sage mentioned, Sanaka. It reminds us of the 4 Kumaras, but it's not concretely mentioned. So, but sage Sanaka, who of the participants of the Bhakti Shastri course just recently remembers where this sage also appears? Not always Björn. Björn is always the first when there are Bhakti Shastri questions. He's a very enthusiastic student. Someone else? Where did we hear in the Bhakti Shastri course the sage Sanaka? Yes?
In the nectar of devotion is stated that the Kumaras became devotees by smelling the lasting fragrance from the feet of Krishna.
All right, thank you. The 4 Kumaras were actually impersonalists, so to say. And although they were on that platform, they got attracted to Krishna by smelling the scent of the tulasi leaves offered to the lotus feet of Krishna. So in this way they became devotees. So yes, good, nectar of devotion. So someone else has a clue? No? It goes very high. Spiritually, Björn is just smiling. He can't wait to say it. But I would like someone else to also give a try. There is in one of the Bhakti Shastri books mentioned that actually the highest goal in spiritual life is rarely achieved, even by such great devotees like and Sanaka. Yes? Say the whole.
I think they mention, Prabhupada mentions in his purport that they started with Radha, right?
The what?
Is this in a verse? No, sorry.
Don't say the verse, but the topic around. Which? Oh, huh? Yes, thank you. Radha Kund. Yeah, Radha Kund. The topmost goal in the performance of Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness, is explained in Nectar of Instruction, step by step. The Vaikuntha planets and amongst all the planets in the spiritual sky, Goloka, Vrindavan, Krishna Loka is the highest, and then Rupa Goswami continues, and the most elevated and topmost holy place amongst all places is indeed Radha Kund. And then Prabhupada in the purport explains that even by the great sages like Narada Muni and Sanaka, it is rarely achieved. So here again, Sanaka appears in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and we hear of the demigods and their worship as being unnecessary or even unintelligent, as Krishna explains it in the Bhagavad Gita. And we also hear that everyone within this world, in the material world, will forcibly commit sins. Just by existing in this world, it means you will commit sinful activities. Glorious are those who realize this and look for an answer for this strange existence in the material world, for a solution, and turn towards Krishna consciousness, because this is the only way of having a pure life, a life without sin. As Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, keep away all abominable activities, or so to say sinful activities, by engaging in devotional service. So that is also advised for us, how can I overcome this? How can I do this and do that? Service, service, service. You don't have time for anything else. You don't have time for Maya, you don't have time for sense gratification, you don't have time for sinful activities, because there is seva, seva, seva. So then we are really blessed by Krishna, not to have the opportunity to come to strange thoughts, So because we have so much service to do. And the best example for this, of course, is given by the founder Acharya of this movement, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, did not retire even at the the days of his departure, and because we celebrated or remembered this day of Srila Prabhupada's departure, and it is significant. I would like today to give a conclusion or like a summary, a little bit, a glimpse, a tiny glimpse of a summary into Srila Prabhupada's final days from the diary of his most dear and near servant, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, who never heard about this book. It is called Prabhupada's Final Days, and it is the diary of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, who served Srila Prabhupada during the last months, during the months of 1977, beginning from February. And why in the beginning did I say the song which we sang instead of Jaya Radha Madhava is fitting and suitable? Because Srila Prabhupada behaved quite extraordinarily, or in a different way than we are used from Srila Prabhupada in these final days. And he also expressed the desire of certain songs being sung when he was in his bed, lying very sick. And most of the time, Hamsadutta Prabhu would sing, and Prabhupada would really appreciate Hamsadutta Prabhu's singing. And at a certain point, Prabhupada gave concrete instructions what he wants to hear. And he said, Yashomati Nandana, this song he wanted to hear, and Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam, and of course Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that three songs explicitly he wanted to hear while lying in his deathbed, so to say, from Hamsadutta. And the devotees would ask, Srila Prabhupada, the whole Brahma Samhita, or just this verse, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanamsha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atmapakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And Prabhupada's answer would be Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. This one. So Prabhupada liked that in this stage of his life, where he also was very active and seeing and looking for opportunity to serve, and not even only to serve, but as we yesterday discussed in a Bhagavad Gita lecture in the evening, he even wanted to go on preaching and traveling in a very extreme condition of his body, which he himself explained as there being only bones and skin. He, from the February 1977 until like August, something like that, so for quite some months, he refused eating, did not eat, only drink. And he explained also to his disciples, he was praying to Krishna that he also may get rid of eating and sleeping, because since he was born, he was in this life from the beginning. He was not attached or had attachment to illicit sex and gambling. That was no problem. But sleeping sleeping and eating. That he was also praying to Krishna that he may get relieved of it. And then he said, now finally Krishna mercifully also takes this away from me. So he had difficulty eating. He did not take food for several months, and this was his condition. He was pretty weak, very weak, lying in a bed. And if we hear this now, 40 years later, for us it's normal to think, okay, that was the time when Srila Prabhupada prepared himself to leave the planet, and so to say, to die. But when you read these lines, the devotees had a complete other attitude, and a view on this situation. They were discussing even under each other with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, does Krishna want you to go? Or does Krishna give you the free choice? Because Srila Prabhupada is not an ordinary personality. And the question was, can you decide yourself if you go or if you stay here? Because if you can decide yourself, we have to discuss under each other and see what we want, and then let us discuss with you, and then please, let's do that. And also Srila Prabhupada agree, okay, the GBC, the topmost disciples of him, they should come together and discuss. Shall Srila Prabhupada remain here, or shall he still, shall he already leave? Because Srila Prabhupada would answer, Krishna has given him the choice. He can choose if he wants to leave or if he wants to stay here. So the devotees came together, they discussed, and they presented Srila Prabhupada the conclusion. The conclusion was, Srila Prabhupada, we need you still here, at least 10 years, so that we can still become purified, and then we may be able to take the responsibility and the service, But now we really need you. So please, if Krishna has given you the free choice, please become healthy again. Stay here. And Srila Prabhupada would also say all right, that's all right. Then give me some juice, like that. So then Srila Prabhupada started again to drink and to eat. And the devotees would be like, Jai, Srila Prabhupada is again eating, he decided to stay here, he has the choice. So that was like the pastime that was going on. So at certain points Srila Prabhupada would say, Krishna has given me free choice. But then also, when he saw in which condition he was, he would also say that it's hopeless and he wants to die peacefully. And this way, it's very interesting to see how Srila Prabhupada behaved intimately with his dear devotees. And they even advised him at a certain point when Prabhupada was also didn't know what to do and how to treat this condition he was in. They tried so many things. They got astrologers, as we discussed. They foretold that Srila Prabhupada would live until 1984. It's just a sickness, and Srila Prabhupada is a really extraordinary person. He's kind of an avatar, and this is just a pastime, and he will go through it, and he will stay here until 84. That was one opinion of one astrologer, and so on. And they brought Ayurvedic doctors, they gave medicine. In the end, just a few weeks before Srila Prabhupada left, he even dreamt. He was dreaming of a sadhu from South India with huge tilak on the forehead. We see sometimes from Sri Sampradaya, they have this big white tilak. And he told Chaitanya Krishna Goswami he had a dream. And in his dream there was this sadhu from South India, from Sri Sampradaya, and he was preparing a special medicine, which takes quite some time to prepare within a ceremony, yajna ceremony. And he saw that sadhu, and when they heard that Srila Prabhupada was dreaming of this, they immediately tried to find somewhere a sadhu from the Sri Sampradaya that was in Vrindavan. So Bhakti Charuswami would go outside in Vrindavan, look around, look for a sadhu from Sri Sampradaya who can prepare this medicine. They brought him, and it came out, it's difficult to prepare, and so on. And then one devotee had a connection with another devotee in Delhi, and it came out that this devotee in Delhi had a friend from the Sri Sampradaya who just the previous 10 days was preparing such a medicine within such a fire sacrifice. And when this message came to Srila Prabhupada, he had tears in his eyes. He started to cry and said, you see, Krishna showed me in a dream. So this special sadhu prepared the medicine. Let's bring him and let's bring the medicine. So they brought him from Delhi, brought the medicine, which is very difficult to prepare. So many different things. They tried everything that this temporary sickness will be overcome by Srila Prabhupada, and he will continue to be with his devotees. So that was the mood, actually. Not at all the mood of Srila Prabhupada is leaving. No, it's just temporary. He will stay here. It's just looks like, it seems like. So then at a certain point the device does a Srila Prabhupada, you are a fighter. You should go on the battlefield. You should preach. No. So, and then we heard also yesterday that just a few weeks before Srila Prabhupada left, means end of August, like 27th or 29th of August, that means 2.5 months before Srila Prabhupada left the planet, they booked a flight to London with the intention to start a world preaching tour. Srila Prabhupada wanted to go to New York, he wanted to visit Hawaii or New Vrindavan, the palace, the palace. Yeah. So they made plans like this, and they went to London. And we heard yesterday it was a very impressive visit of Srila Prabhupada. Many devotees from Germany, Europe, all over went there to Bhaktivedanta Manor to visit Srila Prabhupada in this very weak condition that he was in. And Srila Prabhupada gave a very, 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 very interesting speech there. And I would like to read to you this. It is revealing the transcendental position and vision of Srila Prabhupada, and how he is not at all man of nationalities, so to say, to see himself as Indian, or the Indians are somehow or other he preferred to be in India, not at all. When he in this weakness came to America, to London, which must have been already very difficult for him, he said at the arrival on August 29th, Prabhupada began describing his feelings now that he had left India. Prabhupada said, "I am disgusted with the Indian government. I am doing such a great work, and they are suspecting CIA." So Prabhupada preached all over the world with great difficulty. So many devotees came up all over the world, and of course many of them came to visit the holy places in India. And what was the word of gratitude, or the act of gratitude from his so-called countrymen or from the Indian government towards his great achievement? They suspected they must be from CIA. And Srila Prabhupada, when he heard like that, he was, as he says here, he is disgusted. "I do not wish to return there. I have enough field here. Why should I protect myself against that government? My best energy has been spoiled there. I have no more desire to go back to India. I do not wish to go back to the government, to be governed by that nasty government. In India, they put me into so much uncomfortable position. I sometimes cry." Haribol. At this point, Srila Prabhupada became choked with tears in anguish, because his countrymen had failed to appreciate his great service. "They do not appreciate me. By such treatment, I have lost my health. You can't find such nice devotees there as are here," Prabhupada says in London, in the West. "They think everyone is God, everyone is transcendentalist. They do not know what is bhakti. Cent%, I do not want to return. I have not got the sentiment. This is my country. If I would have been driven by this sentiment, no one leaves Vrindavan in this condition." So in this way, Srila Prabhupada explains his feeling. So what is Prabhupada looking for? We have here the key word. He's feeling comfortable and he's feeling fine and happy within the association of those who have bhakti, nice devotees, no matter where. And especially here he glorified the devotees in the West. Because in comparison to what's going on in India, there is a lot of bhakti. So that attracts Srila Prabhupada and he felt happy. Devotees here are all Vaikuntha men, good looking and nice dressing. Gokulananda is so beautiful. I shall be glad to die in that condition amongst the devotees seeing Gokulananda. Wow, Srila Prabhupada would have liked to quit his body, to leave this world in the association of this nice devotee, and especially nicely dressed, like Vaikuntha man. You know? And he did not at all have the desire to go to back to India. So that was Prabhupada's final journey to the West. It became unfortunate at that point that there was an emergency, as we said. Prabhupada had to go to the hospital just after a couple of weeks in London. There was a surgery, and Srila Prabhupada got a little bit better, but then he decided anyway, because it's getting too difficult for him, the next plan would have been to go to New York and from New York continue his word preaching tour. But at that point he realized his health is too difficult, so he had expressed a desire to go back indeed to India and especially to Bombay, because the previous months, the time before, he had a hard fight and struggle with the Bombay temple. Srila Prabhupada fought for having this land for Krishna, who he promised that he can have this land as his property. Already the deities were there, and the landowners made really big trouble. It was demoniac circumstances. That was a difficult fight, but Srila Prabhupada won. And now the question is, when will the temple opening be? And all the devotees agreed that Prabhupada must there when the temple will be opened. It cannot be other, you know. So Prabhupada, please. So therefore, he wanted to go to Bombay and see the temple opening. That was the plan. An interesting incident happened there in Bombay, because in many temples at that time already, Prabhupada had separate rooms, or sometimes even whole buildings for his stay, where this was especially built for Srila Prabhupada. And that rooms were also under construction there. And Tamal Krishna Goswami, who was traveling with him at the time, asked Prabhupada if he can use the showers which are actually in Prabhupada's private personal rooms during their stay here, because it would be more easy for Tamal Krishna Goswami in that way to serve Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada's answer was quite concrete. He answered that no, my rooms all over the world in the different temples, they should become in the future museums. So they should not be used by others. This was a concrete answer by Srila Prabhupada. Museums. And what can we see in these museums? For example, in Vrindavan, in Krishna Balaram Mandir, we even can see Srila Prabhupada's equipment of typing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. His typing machine. All this, even his chapamala is there. So that was a very important point of the last will of Srila Prabhupada, which was written down a few months earlier, not yet signatured by Srila Prabhupada, but discussed and written down, the testament or the last will. And I would like to read to you, it is from May 22nd, Srila Prabhupada's last will. Today, after lunch, he dictated the outline of his will. Now follows the will of Srila Prabhupada. The GBC shall be the trustees of the whole society. Each temple will be managed by 3 trustees. Each temple will be a trust property. The system of management will go on as it is now. There is no need of changing. The money which is in my name in different banks is being spent for the society, and it will be the society's property. In this connection, there are a few deposits which are allowing some pension to the members of my former family, and may not be taken up within their lifetime, but after their lifetime will revert to the society. Also, any properties in my name belong to the society. So mostly Srila Prabhupada gave what he had to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to this movement, but still he took care of his family, or the members of his previous family, so to say. And also, just a few weeks before Srila Prabhupada departed, one of his sons, or his son Vrindavan Dey, would visit Srila Prabhupada personally. And it's very interesting how it took place. You know, Vrindavan Dey came, and Srila Prabhupada asked Tamal Krishna Goswami to talk to him. Now, he didn't want to personally speak with him. And Tamal Krishna Goswami met him, and the first thing he started already to talk was how much money he wants to have. He didn't even ask how Prabhupada's health is. He talked immediately about more than 40,000 rupees which belonged to him. So that was like the final visit of one of Srila Prabhupada's sons. So we see here confirmed Srila Prabhupada was much more concerned about this movement, the society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and his belongings should go there. And in this way he dealt also with the devotees in the final days. He would a few times asked, so are there still any questions? They asked Srila Prabhupada like nearly everything regarding also initiation. At a certain point Srila Prabhupada said, now he will not continue. No? And the devotees would ask, continue with what? Prabhupada would answer, initiate. Initiating in this condition is not good, so not possible. So he said, he gave that also away. They talked about this, that his disciples would initiate, and the devotees who they initiate are their disciples. So all these things and discussions we have there, and very detailed, and very extraordinary. And the devotees were always in the mood of course, Srila Prabhupada is their guide, their spiritual master. No? But at the same time, Srila Prabhupada gave the responsibility of his health to his disciples. He said, now you decide. You discuss amongst yourself what should be done. Prabhupada would also sometimes say that he's puzzled. He doesn't know. He was really in a very difficult condition, you know. And the disciples were in this situation that actually he's their commander, you know, their leader. And they told him, Srila Prabhupada, you are our commander. And Srila Prabhupada was lying in his deathbed, and he told them, I am the patient, you know. I am the patient. How can I command? If the patient has to command, then like hopeless, you know. So it's your turn. So Srila Prabhupada, he gave like himself, like a child, into the hands of his topmost disciples assembled there, who he was so happy to see that sometimes also he really cried. And it's very touching to read, you know, how Srila Prabhupada would talk with Harikesh. Just a few months ago, Harikesh was the servant of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada kind of kicked him out. It looked like as if he kicked him out of the service. And then at that time when Harikesh returned, Harikesh presented to Prabhupada Yugoslavian Ishopanishad, German Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, first class quality, super quality, German best printing quality. second canto, third canto, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Prabhupada already started to cry. He saw the pictures of the deities in the front. First class quality. And then Harikesh would explain to him. And coming next is Bhagavad Gita in Arabic. And then Prabhupada was like, he would cry, just cry. He was so pleased with Harikesh. And then he told Harikesh, now you see, what is this typewriting here? You want to be here and do some seva and typewriting, and now you go to the West and do this, produce these books. Now you understand. And Harikesh also would start to cry and said, yes, I understand now. So that is the real thing, this service, books, books, books. Even at that time, Srila Prabhupada felt so much relief and life when he heard the results of book distribution and new books being printed. So very clear. Also in this stage, Srila Prabhupada's position, or with what he was really happy, it was the taking care and publishing and printing of his books. And we may think that this is an extraordinary mercy. Like these devotees were there together with Prabhupada, talking with him. Prabhupada would give himself into the hands of these devotees. He told him, now you decide, now you do something. They would ask Srila Prabhupada, if we want that you stay, we have discussed, we want that you stay. Please, did Krishna give you a free choice? Can you make the decision? If yes, then please, we want you to stay here. And Srila Prabhupada would lie in the back, and then he would say, all right, and bring me strawberries. Everyone was like, Jai, Prabhupada decided to stay here, because he explained before, how can you stay here without eating, You must eat, otherwise you cannot. So when he said, give me strawberries, so very nice. And then it meant that Srila Prabhupada again came to life. He started eating, he wants to stay here, because the disciples said, okay, all right. So in that way they dealt with each other, And it's really extraordinary. And we may think that was that time, 1977, Srila Prabhupada's appearance here, his mission and his departure, unique, impossible, gone for every one of us. But as we are reading now, the fourth canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and we have discussed last time while taking prasadam in the evening, how Srila Prabhupada is writing in his purport of the coming chapters of the Bhagavatam about Dhruva Maharaj, and how Dhruva Maharaj is bringing home to God, back to Godhead, his mother, just by being such an extraordinary devotee. And Srila Prabhupada quotes Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, his spiritual master, that he said, so much endeavor is needed for making only one devotee. But if our mission, we see our efforts as being successful if simply one devotee will come out of our great endeavor and work. So in similar, Srila Prabhupada compares this statement of his Guru Maharaj with his situation, and he says, similarly, we also sometimes think that if only one of our disciples will become a pure devotee, he may bring us back home, back to Godhead, back to the spiritual world, back to Vaikuntha. So in other words, this is spiritual life. Spiritual life, never boring, never gone, ever fresh, and ever expanding. Mercy is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Even the lower and lower and more far away a person from Krishna may be. That's the extraordinary thing. So the lowest and most far away person, in other words, gets like the biggest amount of mercy, diving in a whole ocean of mercy, even bigger than those who are maybe higher situated. So similarly, we have this wonderful opportunity. We can see here that Krishna can arrange it and make it, and he does, that he appears as the son of a devotee. of course, Krishna has one mother, as everyone has one mother. So Krishna has one mother. This is Mother Yashoda. There is no comparison. There is no second. Mother Yashoda is Mother Yashoda. No one of us can, or anyone else can become Mother Yashoda, but still Krishna can fulfill the desire of a parental loving relationship with him and Rasa. Maybe not to the extent as Mother Yashoda is doing, that's for sure, but still enough so that we nearly explode out of nectar and pure bliss and love of Godhead, more than we can take even. So that's Krishna's greatness. If he gives, he gives so much, we cannot understand, we cannot even take everything, In this regard, even Krishna has to help us. So similarly, as we read these lines, Srila Prabhupada is saying, like, he's giving himself in this position. We hope, or we are asking ourselves, maybe one of our disciples also may become so pure and a pure devotee that he may bring us back home, back to the spiritual world. So that may be true, may not be true, but the point is we can have this kind of relationship and we can get this rasa as if it were. I make you feel as if it is. I make you feel you are my son. You are my lover. That is Krishna. He's playing the role completely perfect. And that is still there for everybody. No matter, as we read, Indian or Brahmana or high class, qualified, academic, studied doctor or whatever. No, this mercy is for everyone there, even nowadays, and it will continue as long as this movement is there, to dive into the ocean of pure devotional service, of service to the world Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And this is very unique, and this is only we can have here in this institution, in this movement. So in this time which is coming is especially meant for this endeavor, to please Srila Prabhupada with the service which he liked so much and which he appreciated so much and which gave him so much life, the service of sharing and distributing his amazing books to the fallen conditioned souls in this age of Kali Yuga. And so that they be benefited even by touching it, by seeing it, reading one line, keeping it home nicely. All good fortune will come when the conditioned souls come in contact with the pure devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, who has, by the activities which are shown to us, the activities of Srila Prabhupada, prove that Srila Prabhupada's extraordinary position is very clear. To everyone is very clear. For us it's also very clear. So we are very fortunate to have already come in contact with Shri Krishna's extraordinary great and devotee, empowered devotee, and hear about him, and we are meant to give to others, because we understand that that is Srila Prabhupada's desire, even at the cost of own health, spreading this movement. Even at that condition, Prabhupada wanted to preach, he wanted to travel, he wanted to share Krishna consciousness, he had still some projects he wanted to go on. He also talked about completing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, translating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and he talked about Bombay temple opening. He talked about Mayapur project, the planetarium. He talked about so many things. He wanted to just continue with his service. And we have the great possibility to be a part of this great plan, this great mission, by engaging ourselves in this Sankirtan movement, especially the coming weeks, talking about Srila Prabhupada on the street, presenting Srila Prabhupada's books, glorify Srila Prabhupada as he is, a very learned personality who mercifully translated the Vedic scriptures from Sanskrit into English so that we can also have it nowadays, and continuing to glorify Krishna and glorify Prabhupada. So that is the real goal. That is the real platform. When we chant, we also have chanting with aparat. We have namapas and we have Shuddhanam, the pure name. So similarly, we can strive for so many books. We can strive for so many Lakshmi. We can strive for so many devotees. But what is the purity? The purity is therein we are glorifying. We are approaching people with the intention, excuse me, do you have some time for me? I want I want you to listen to me because I want to glorify the Lord. I want to talk about Krishna. I want to talk about Srila Prabhupada. I want to share this by transcendental sound vibration, which is glorification of Krishna. And there Krishna personally is present. So we want to have this more and more. And this is this purity where we want to go, want to come, especially during this time. Going out and approaching people who are completely materialistic and turning the switch from material to spiritual by bringing in the Vedic scriptures given by Vyasadeva. That is the solution. Transcendental literature and glorifying it and talking about it. And in this way experience the wonder of a huge change in a personality from a sinful person, as we read in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is sinful in the material world, but when he comes in contact with Krishna and he starts to sympathisieren, to be positive about Krishna consciousness, it changes his life completely, from material to spiritual. So to become a devotee, and this is the power of bhakti, the power of pure devotion and service. It spreads like a fire, everywhere, in every region, burns to ashes all sinful activities. So in this fire we shall go in the next weeks and participate in this mission of Srila Prabhupada, which he was engaged in until the end of his final days. Even at the very last days, Srila Prabhupada, he would say about himself, he's a very temperamental personality. He admitted he is a very temperamental personality. Even at the last days, he said he wants to go on parikrama. Prabhupada was lying in his bed, couldn't move, he had pain, and he expressed the desire, he wants to go on parikrama. They took him on a senfte and very carefully made with him parikrama around in Krishna Balaram. But then he also expressed the desire, he wants to go on parikram Vrindavan and Govardhan parikram. And the Prabhupada, the disciples, they begged him, please, that would do pain to us to see you walking around Govardhan in this situation, you're shaking around, please. Not. And then Prabhupada said, see how much they love me. He would also always tell to the others who were present, see how much my devotees, my disciples, they love me. That is real love. So he was very proud of this. And it's a very exciting pastime, Srila Prabhupada's departure. And we may not understand, especially I have to admit in my case, it's like as if Srila Prabhupada needed help. And Srila Prabhupada needed. But actually the devotees always understood it is Srila Prabhupada who takes care of them and who helps them. It is not other way around. So even in this position, Srila Prabhupada is always taking care and the shelter of the devotees. And Prabhupada was very proud and happy to be in their association. As we read it here, that gave him pleasure. So let us keep this in our memory and strive for that also. In other words, to be good devotees and be devotees as Srila Prabhupada explained it, what it means to be devotee, and make progress on this path with the right attitude of serving Krishna with pure love. All right, so some words from me. I apologize, we are 5 minutes over 9, but if someone would like to comment something, add something, or ask something, you can have, no. Yes, Mansukha. Mansukha, huh? Not Manasukha, or? Mansukha. Mansukha.
Is there any book where we can find all these pastimes of Srila Prabhupada?
Yes, it's here. I have it here lying. As I told you, I showed you in the beginning. It looks like this. It is called Tamal Krishna Goswami's Diary and Prabhupada's Final Days. Beginning from February 1977, when Tamal Krishna Goswami came to India to take over the service of his personal servant, beginning from February until November 15th, which means November 14th, Srila Prabhupada departed and left this world. And it's also nicely described how the samadhi was built, and kirtan was made and everything in as much detail as possible, and nearly every day, really, you see October 6th, October 7th, October 9th, October 10th. There's not a single day like missing from February until November 14th. Like every day, the Maharaj noted down, and the discussions really in detail, what Prabhupada said, word to word, and also who came, who visited, what they were talking about, and without compromises, At a certain point, also Srila Prabhupada, he said he thinks that someone poisoned him because he looked really, he had signs on the body, and he also he was knowledgeable about bodily functions. He sometimes gave advice to his disciples what he has to take, or often what he needs, what the body needs. Then at a certain point also he said he thinks he is poisoned. Yeah, because Srila Prabhupada took prasadam at this stage where actually he didn't feel comfortable with eating. He said personally, when he is eating, at a certain point also, even he said, when he sees the plate coming, he's getting afraid. He feels fear, he says at one point to his devotees. Because they were discussing, Prabhupada, if you can stay here, please stay here, but then you have to eat. You must get strong, and you just have continue and continue, even if it's uncomfortable, but at a certain point you will overcome it, and then it will be nice, and it will be fine. So they tried this, kind of pushed also a little bit. Really, the disciples kind of really pushed Prabhupada into this. It's really amazing. And at a certain point, Prabhupada said, he's feeling uncomfortable with this. And then they had to see, they have to step back from that, But that also Prabhupada wanted, He told them, you decide, you do for me. Whatever you say, I will do. Prabhupada said, I am the one, I'm now doing what you say. And they said, we want you to stay here, then you have to eat. Okay, bring. And Prabhupada would eat. And also Pisima, his sister, would come. And she would cook, And she would cook like she would cook like what Indians cook, Fried eggplants, khichdi, coconut chutney, and all these things, they presented to Prabhupada, and this Prabhupada took, He took. And Kirtanananda, even he watched, and he saw the plate, and he said to Prabhupada, if you eat this is really not nice, this is really not healthy, please don't do it. He even instructed Prabhupada, you cannot eat it. And then Prabhupada, he told him, you cannot tell me what I have to eat and what not. And then Prabhupada was heavy, you are the disciple, I am the guru. Like that. Then Prabhupada again, he showed, what the position is. And then he told them, leave the room, and he wanted to take the prasadam. In that stage, not at all. But it's very interesting to see how Prabhupada dealt with prasadam. It's prasadam, It's not about keeping this body healthy. Look at this body. The body is already done, So it's not about that, but that's prasadam, and it's cooked by that person. So this is a Vaishnavi. So let me take. That's real medicine. So it's very interesting to see that. And in this way, Prabhupada would do. And he did, and at a certain point they realized, because he took preparations and prasadam from so many different devotees, and they then said maybe that was not good, and then he suggested even maybe he may be poisoned because of this signs that he had. So even that far it went, But Prabhupada accepted the service, accepting the service. So many devotees came and offered some kind of service, oil, chandan wood from South India, and Prabhupada would accept it in this condition also, because everyone wanted to serve Prabhupada, wanted to do massaging him. They would massage him for hours every day. Massaging. One devotee would massage his left leg, another devotee would massage his right leg, another devotee would massage his head, and Srila Prabhupada would also ask for it, now give me massage, and like this, and it's very interesting, and that gave great pleasure to the devotees. They could serve Prabhupada in that condition. So that was his mercy to accept the service, even in that condition. And the climax, the top, just to give one point, we don't read it here in this story, but many of us, or quite a few of us, read this story in the past years in a Telegram group, where this story went around the world, I would say, and it was also during the Prabhupada Marathon. I remember it. It must have been like 2 years ago or something, that it's explained that the devotees tried to bring astrologers and Ayurvedic doctors and whatnot, so many different kind of sadhus. They tried everything to that Prabhupada becomes healthy. And at a certain point, one kind of priest or devotee who is very well known in the Vedic rituals, he appeared also. He wanted to see Prabhupada. They didn't call him, but he wanted to see Prabhupada. And he came to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada listened to him, and he explained to him, Prabhupada, I saw that your disciples on the altar in the temple, they are worshipping a deity of you, a murti. And Prabhupada, he knew, yes, he knows. And then he explained to Prabhupada, this is very, how to say, inauspicious, because that can only be done after the departure of the spiritual master, So this is the reason why you are suffering so much. And Prabhupada also, you can read, would personally say in these final days, he would say, why am I suffering like this? He was lying there and really had pain, and he asked, why am I suffering like this? I wanted to die peacefully. Yeah, he really had. This was really So and then this one kind of sadhu, whatever he was, I don't know, priest, whatever. He told him, this is the reason why you are suffering, because the disciples already worship the murti of you on the altar, although you are still present. So that should not be done. Stop that, and that would be and then Prabhupada said, no, that is the reason why I came, to suffer, to take the suffering. He knows it, that they are doing it, and he allowed it to continue. Because what are they doing in front of his murti? Praying and chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada makes the devotees chant the holy name. And that's what he wants. That was his mission. So that was the correct thing. And that's why he came. He admitted he came in order to suffer. So, and it's really nice for us to remember when we are in front of Prabhupada in this murti, and so to chant the holy name, to chant as good as we can, with heart, with longing, with gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for this great sacrifice that he did, and in a great happiness and looking forward for what kind of adventure in our spiritual life will come. Because it's an endless ocean of nectar and mercy, which is available here in Krishna consciousness. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's an ocean, a huge ocean. And how deep can you dive into the ocean? What would you say? You can dive as deep into the ocean as you have the power for it. So it's up to you how much you train, how much you practice sadhana. And to that degree, how you develop power, you can dive into the ocean, the nectar ocean of Krishna consciousness. But it's an endless ocean. It's an endless ocean. So the devotee is very eager to expand and expand more and more. people coming, diving into this ocean. And Srila Prabhupada, that's why he came. Everyone should dive into it, even at the risk of own health, even at our own suffering. So amazing. Yeah, but you wanted to add one thing still. You wanted to ask one thing.
I really like the story with Harikesh and Prabhupada when they, what you told about that. Is that also to find in the book of Tamal Krishna Goswami?
Yes, it's very in detail explained in the book what kind of conversation they held, and what kind of other devotees came there. Also, his godbrother Narayan Maharaj, he also came and talked with Prabhupada. Prabhupada wanted also to talk with him, and Harikesh, he came from the West at that time and presented him the books. And that was overwhelming for Prabhupada. He really he cried then in his weak condition, in his deathbed, so to say. He was so full of emotion and feeling for Harikesh, like he did it, he made it. It's like he did it. That's it. He made Prabhupada cry. So he did something. He accomplished something, and that was the books. So many different books. And that was the thing. And Harikesh also cried.
I heard Narayan Maharaj was not like the friend of Prabhupada sometimes. I heard he criticized him a lot. Is this I don't know, was it at that time or came it later? Or?
Exactly, at that time Prabhupada welcomed, and he also wanted to talk to him, and also he asked whether he explained everything to his disciples. So Prabhupada approved that Narayan Maharaj explains to his disciples, especially about the ceremony of samadhi, putting into samadhi. So he wanted to know if Narayan Maharaj told him everything, putting the salt, all these things, writing a special mantra. There is a mantra which is written on the body, samadhi mantra, they call it, and all these things. So did he explain everything? So that Prabhupada, he approved that. So in that sense. And also in these final days, we can see how Prabhupada is apologizing. Whenever he heard that one of his godbrothers is coming, like also Bon Maharaj even came, and we hear a lot of other stories about Bon Maharaj and his relationship to Prabhupada, when Prabhupada had so much success in preaching. But also then they also came, and they were sitting in Prabhupada's room, and Prabhupada would also ask everyone for forgiveness, because for the sake of preaching, he said sometimes he had to be strong. He had to speak strong words. And at that time then he apologized and he asked for forgiveness, everyone. Before he departed, he asked for forgiveness. So that is there. This mood also is there, we can see it. But this is another topic, How do we deal with it nowadays? So, but now we went very far already, so we see the nectar of Srila Prabhupada. Katha is still available. Thank you very much. We stop now here. I wish everyone a good final time in Kartik month. Please also forgive me if I did something inappropriate, and please give me your blessings that I can make progress on this path and endeavor as much as possible. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grandaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Nidhai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Gaur.
Prabhu ki jai.